Hello and good morning. As promised, this is going to be part one of the workshop redesign. I've got up this morning. It's a little bit chilly, but it's fresh, so it's dry. So that's the main thing. So I can be storing stuff outside whilst I do the redesigning. First things first, obviously I've got those dirty cups out, and I've made myself a nice fresh cup of tea. So that's the important thing. Just continuing a few updates on the computer. Windows has got loads for me, so I thought I'll get a few of those done out of the way first. There's no real sense in me disconnecting and moving all the computer stuff until I've cleared some space. So priorities are at the moment just to tidy up a little bit. The camera angle isn't the best where it is. It's a little bit high. However, it's a problem with space to put it, and I will give you a proper view of that on one of my next videos. Probably my next one when I've tidied up and sorted things out. But for the moment it's sort of in the top of the shed pointing down. The advantages of where it is, it gives you a wider shot. It's not a very good camera, but it gives you a wider shot where it is. I want to do close-up work, I can stand up and just get it zoomed in, so it's it'll do for the moment. As it is, it'll be okay. So yeah, so nothing really has changed. Bin day today, so I've quickly taken a load of rubbish out of the bin. Want to catch the bin around just in time. And that's where we're up to. So just follow the progress, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's been a few hours since you last saw me. I've made a few changes. I've done a lot of tidying up and a lot of clearing out, mainly behind the scenes, which you can't really see. But it's stuff that needed doing, and I will give you a tour of that shortly. The main thing though is that I've now cleared my work surfaces. So all I need to do now is to disconnect the computer system, get it rewired, move the Yaesu and the monitor, and somehow work the computer over in that corner there. So that's the next thing I'm going to be doing. It's now raining, it's now gone quite miserable, but I'm okay. I've got my heater on, I've got music on in the background, so it's just a matter of time. So I'll get this done and then we'll come back and have another look, see how it goes. Right, so one of the problems I've just come across is the fact that the monitor won't fit as it is with my shelf because the printer's too low down, and I don't want to turn the or change the printer and move it any higher because then it's, when you sat down, it's a little bit harder to sort of get to. So I'm thinking, do I really need this monitor shelf? Well, it's useful. I like having the light. It's a nice place to store your printer out of the way. But realistically, it's going to be sticking out quite a bit anyway with it being in the corner, and it's not really going to serve a purpose. The monitor has a stand that enables to raise the height of the monitor up anyway, so probably no real benefit to having this monitor shelf. So I think I'm going to do without the shelf. So what I now need to do, I've threaded the cabling up for the power and the monitor. I now need to connect the speakers, get the speakers connected, find somewhere for my external optical drive, and then just tidy up a little bit and then we're done. So let's see how we get on. Let's give this a go. Just trying to get everything into place. There we go. That's the monitor. Where's the power? Power goes in there, like so. Brilliant. Okay, that's now the monitor connected. What I need to do now, these speakers aren't ideal at all. They're quite old speakers. I need to duck down, I forget. These are quite old speakers and they're quite deep, as you can see. The thing is, the audio from these is quite nice. They're quite bassy, and they're good quality. So I'm quite reluctant just to get rid of these just for the sake of getting something smaller. So I'm going to keep hold of them for the time being, at least. They do stick out a little bit when they're pushed into the corner, but I'll work around that. I'm sure I can. So let's just give this a go. The only other issue I'm going to have is wiring up the radio again, me AC, because this hole that I'm threading the cables through now, obviously is the hole that all the cabling cable for the antennas for the VHF, UHF and the HF, which I'm now going to have to divert somewhere else, and I don't think they're going to be long enough, so that's a bit of a pain, but I can overcome that, and I'll work on that later on, maybe another day. Right, I'll tell you something, it's a struggle on the knees, all this kneeling down. Right, where are we up to now? So, move that across. And the power cable is already threaded down. And that's the cable to the left speaker. That can wait a moment. Now I need a torch. Where's my phone? One of the most useful features of this Samsung is the torch app. It gets used most days. It's really good. Ah, dear me. Right, there we go. Now then, plugging it into the right hole. No, that's the wrong cable. That's the speaker cable. Ah, dear. Where's the auxiliary? Oh, let's try that one again, shall we? That's the cable that should be threaded down here. Where is it? There we go. Right, so let's try that again. That has to plug into the back of the computer, just there. Right, let's turn the computer on. Turn my torch off. Okay, let's have another go. Right, so optical drive. That's for the left speaker. I'll tidy this up properly in just a moment. Speaker on, monitor on. There we go. That's better. Lower the top a bit. Okay, I'm using software, encryption software on this. Let me just type in the username and password, bear with me. Okay, so that's booting up. Now, what I don't want to do is to have, like I had last time, a load of cables all crabbing up, bunging up the various holes in the table. So I want to try and keep those as clear as possible. That should do that. Now this is also where I route my cables for programming radios. So again, for the moment, the wires are coming up to plug into the radios. I'm going to just push down back towards ground level, like so, and I'll worry about those later. Let's get this. Now, before we go any further, my webcam. I don't do an awful lot of Skype anymore, from in here at least. I do in the study, but I still want to connect my camera because it's useful. So I still need to get that put in. I might remount that somewhere else. I could always have it on the second monitor here. Just done a slight adjustment to the camera there, so you can see a little bit clearer. Straight away, excuse me. Straight away, it's giving me much better surface area to work in. So I'm pleased about that. This, incidentally, you're probably wondering, that's my camera. It's a little creative webcam. I'll bring it closer in. That I've just done a slight alteration to, and I've actually fastened it onto the top of this this thing here. This is actually called a gooseneck. This is from a microphone stand. So if you're a musician and you've got a microphone that would normally clip into a clip that screws onto the top of here, you can adjust it and bend it to any position you want. And it would hold it very nicely into place. And then at the bottom there's a little screw-in adapter that screws on to your surface to hold that still, so you can have your microphone wherever you want. And what I've done, I've just adapted it, like I say, with using a hot glue gun. I've just adapted it slightly just to fit on top and to hold my camera nicely in place, and that's very, very useful. A little tip there. Okay, right, so let's thread this down. Okay, where's that switch I click? There we go. Right, that's released the monitor. Have the monitor facing the right way, in the corner as much as I can. There we go. It's just the mess to fit. That probably could do with being up here. That's good. I wonder whether I can put these on the side. No. Let's keep them standing up. I'll cope with that. I can cope with that. I'll have to do something more permanent with this camera. I'm fairly happy. Right, where's my mouse? Mouse and keyboard, wireless variety. Optical is found. Right, let's just see whether I can see the webcam. Where's the webcam? I'll worry about that later on. It's not something that I'm using at the moment anyway. So that's okay. Right. That's not too bad there. That's a bit high. Or am I a bit low? That's as high as I can go in this chair. And that's a comfortable height. I think I need to move the camera down. How's that? Is that any better? I think I'm slightly leaning. Okay, not to worry. Well, anyway, so you can see the hole now. That's the main thing. So there's the hole. Not going to be used for the moment now, but the keyboard will cover that up quite nicely. Spare drive. I need to keep that safe. Okay, so here we are. This is the more or less finished product. So as you can see, more work surface here available. Starting off the left side. That chair is still going to be moved somewhere. I'll find somewhere to fit that. Drawers here for my spare cabling and connectors. At the moment, my radio, my faithful little Yaesu 857, that's just going to sit there until I've wired it in. First thing you see, this is a Dremel. It's a little 240 volt miniature drill, and what you can do, it's actually got this extension cord thingy that plugs in, which at the back this comes off, and that's actually the end drill bit. So rather than having a big clumsy hand device doing something fairly delicate, you can have it so the drill turns that end and you can do your various bits. Loads of accessories, loads of different drill bits and sanders and grinding stones on that. It's really useful to have. It doesn't get used all that often, but when you need something like that, it's absolutely superb. So, keyboard, mouse, monitor there, printer on the top, the external CD-ROM. The reason, well, two reasons why I'm using that external CD-ROM is that the built-in CD-ROM in the computer doesn't always open. It's a bit temperamental, and it's a pain getting to. Now it's mounted under there, so it's always good, I think, to have a separate one. So that's what that's for. Speakers, monitors there, and then in the corner I've got my soldering. It's a bit awkward. I'm wired into the main, so I can't move too much. But there you go. I've got my little solder station there, variable temperature. Phone. I've got one of my radios plugged in on charger there. That gives me communications with the house. Saves yelling through back doors, and when it's winter, you don't want to be opening doors to the house to be yelling at me to come in for me tea. So That's to the house communications. Spare monitors. The one on the right, like I said before, that's the one I use normally when I'm testing a computer out. That one there is just not connected to anything on the left. I'd need to do a bit more tidying up on that side. Computer tool case, spare laptop, and then boxes, Yaesu boxes. I always keep my boxes to all my radio gear because you never know. Tools just thrown into there. That's my old shelf, which I'll do something about. Spare solar panels. I've got some projects coming up over the next couple of months involving solar. I'm not going to give too much away at the moment, but keep an eye out for those. A few videos coming up. Spare leads. This has had a bit of a tidy up. Oops, tripping over. Spare boxes, cables, plugs, adapters. Spare radios. Can you have a look at that one? I think that top one's my spare MyTac radio. Keep those safe. Just a few of them. Spare screws, nuts and bolts. That's my battery box. Currently got a spare torch or spare camping light in there. Toolboxes, various other bits and bobs. The computer's down there until I need to work on it. And then I've got other various bits and bobs here. So, all in all, quite pleased with that. So there we have it. That's pretty much the view of the workshop so far. There's a few other bits and bobs I haven't shown you, and I'll go through those another day. That's mainly me spare radio equipment and handhelds and stuff. So what I need to do is just to do a few more checks on the computer, make sure it's working, make sure I've got as many updates as I can possibly get for Windows, and then I'm going to be installing some software, Acronis Home Edition, for backup purposes. Like I said to you in my last video, it's something I need to get done because I have lost some of my work when I had a bit of a computer fallout. So that's the next thing I'm going to be doing. So keep an eye out for that. Quite a few videos coming up. Like I say, I'm going to be more. I am going to be doing more videos. Let's just put it that way. So we'll see how it goes. I think the best thing I can do now is to go inside, make a nice cup of tea, and then come back and do this update and get the software installed. So see you in a few minutes. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of that video. This is the new updated version of my workshop. I'm going to make a few more alterations. I do need to make it a bit more camera friendly, but those are the things that I'll be doing sort of as and when. So at least now I'm ready and set up as best as I need to be for the time being, and I can now do some videos. Okay, well thank you for watching. My next video coming up is going to be doing the backup software using the Acronis Home Edition 2013, where I'm going to be having a proper backup system, keeping everything backed up and protected. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.